So yeah, we gently just screw those CM screws into there, guys, till they're nice and tight. That's that one in. And same again with that hole there. So you've got that one and that one. Hey all, welcome back to the channel, Rich43. Hope you're all doing good, guys. Hope you're all well. It's Wednesday, so it's the Fast and Furious DOMS charger build from Fanhome, and we're on issue 9, guys. Now, if you're already subscribed, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. But if you're not subscribed, guys, please smash that subscribe button, press the bell notification not to miss out on any future videos, and please give us a big like. Appreciate it so much. Now, a new thing to my channel, it's been a few weeks now in the making, is my Elvis shorts. But without further ado, let's crack on with this Fast and Furious DOMS charger 1.8 scale from Fanhome. Let's crack on with this issue 9 without me gabbling on too much and losing it, because I'm so happy with all the subs I'm getting. But you know what I'm going to say? Subscribe, like, comment, share. Would really appreciate that. But without further ado, let's crack on. Okay then, guys, so here we go again. Take a look through this week's mag of the Fast and Furious build, the legendary Dodge Charger RT from Fanhome. As you can see there, guys, in the right hand of the screen, we've got the parts, which I'll go through in a sec. Let's take a look through this mag. Stunt performers. You got the usual good content, guys. Look at that. That is how it's going to look, guys. And that, I think it's only for 2 years, maybe just under. It's gonna pop, guys. Can't wait. You got the usual stuff in this mag, the usual content in this mag. Good information, the rescue operation, the mic rig, prize winning risk. It's just good. It's good content, guys, between your issues if you want to read it between the next build. And then here we have what we're doing this week: the front right suspension and chassis. And here's the parts we've got. But with these mags, guys, they like to give you the instructions, and then you've got a little finishing off content. So we'll go right to the back of the mag and see this last bit of content. Look at that thing. Look at that. Beautiful Lamborghini Huracan. One day, guys, my dream car, that. Who knows? Right, that's it for the mag. As I stop dreaming, let's get back to this build. I'll probably bring it to the channel and build it one day. You never know. Right, so we've got 9A, which is going to be this part here. There you go. That's metal, guys. And that is the torsion bar bushing. And then you've got 9B, which is the front right suspension arm. That's metal also. And then you've got 9C. Just get that there. That is shock absorber travel limiter. That's like a plastic material. And you've got 9D, which is the shock absorber piston. That's metal also. You've got 9E. This is metal, guys. This is the king pin. I know we've been all through this with the other side of the suspension, the left side suspension and chassis, putting it on there. I'm just going through it again, guys, so you know what we've got in this week's issue. 9F is the front right knuckle arm. That's also metal. You got 9G, which is the front suspension torsion bar. That's metal. And we've also got 9H, which is this part here. That is the cover plate. That's plastic. And you've got 9I. Again, that's plastic. That's the cover plate as well. And then we've got the spring, which is 9J. That part there. And then you've got 9K, which is this little piece here, and that is the right engine support. Right, and then the screws we used in this issue are AM screws, CM screws, DM screws, DP screws, EM screws, FM screws, IM screws, and KM screws. But without further ado, let's crack on and get this build underway again. Right, so if I pull the chassis over, this is what we've got done so far. Now it's telling us if we situate it this way, so if I place that there, maybe like that, it's going to be in shot and you'll see exactly what parts are going on. Right, so take the front section of the chassis and position cover plates 9H on the front right strut of the chassis 5A with the smooth side of the cover plate facing upwards. Right, okay. Then it says attach the cover plate to the holes provided using 2 CM screws on the same side of the chassis 5A. Locate the engine support plate 9K into the rectangular recess in the strut. The hole with the flange must be facing upwards as shown in the illustration. Attach the piece with an AM screw. Position cover plate at 9I onto the chassis with the smooth facing upwards and fix the piece into place with the CM screw. Okay then guys, so we're getting 9H and this smooth finish here has got to be facing upwards. And what we're going to do is just place it on the chassis like so, and then attach it with 2 CM screws. So line that CM screw up. I do hope you're enjoying this build guys. I am. It's so better building it than debuilding. If you don't know what I'm on about guys, take a look through the playlist and you'll see what I did for a few issues about debuilding it, etc. I won't go into it. I'll let you just take a look if you feel like you want to take a look. But I'll never do that again. But it was good fun. But no, I won't be doing that again. Not in no hurry anyway. Right, so we'll put these CM screws in. That's nice and tight. I might just need this other screwdriver here to get a bit of a better bite on the teeth. There we go. Yeah, that's nice and tight. No, it's not. No thread on the screw. Guys, if that ever happens, it might be you've got like a dodgy screw or something. Just try using a different screw. Because as you've seen then, it just was not biting into the thread. Sometimes that happens. You get dodgy screws. Now this one, see, that's gone straight in without a problem. Nice and tight. You've got to remember, these are on a production line, these screws, and they've only got to do thread, which is very rare. It's not very good, and that's what happens. But as you can see, that's nice and tight and flush in there. Right, the next part we're putting on is an AM part. Sorry, an AM screw with a 9K part. This is the 9K part. Yep, just double checking I've got that right. So that's the 9K part, which is the engine support plate. Now there's a little raised bit there, guys, if you can see that. That it's got to be facing upwards, if I remember right. So that'll go in like so. And like on the other side, you'll have it raised up. So if you can see that, the raised flange part has got to be facing up, guys, like on the left side. So just make sure that's facing up. And then what we've got to do is attach that with an AM screw. So we'll just line up an AM screw and then connect that to the chassis like so. Yeah, if you're not already subscribed guys, please smash that subscribe button, like, comment, share. Love to hear from you guys. Love it and get comments, it's so cool. Right, now we've got 9A. 9I, can't speak today. 9I, sorry, 9I. Now 9I, this has got to be placed. I think it'll only go in one way, to be fair. It's got to be on this corner here. So that is where that's got to be positioned in the chassis there. It's on the curve of the chassis, if that makes sense. So that's 9I, and now we need a CM screw. And guys, quickly, because I'm doing all these Elvis shorts now, because I'm a passionate Elvis fan, obviously, from the last year, as I've told you, just under a year. People might say, how can you be that much of a fan in a year? Guys, I don't know. After seeing that movie, this is a CM screw, by the way. I just love it. I think it's so interesting, and I'm just addicted to his music, to be fair. But if there's any of you guys who have subscribed and you're watching the shorts but you're not watching the videos and you fell on this video somehow, please guys, look through the playlist, take your mind off things for a bit and maybe watch some of the builds I'm doing. Would really appreciate that. But if not, and you just want to watch Elvis shorts, I'm happy with that also, because that's why I'm doing them, guys, for all the Elvis fans, because I know how passionate you are, because I'm exactly the same ever since I've become an Elvis fan. But anyway, back to this Dom's Charger build, guys. Sorry I keep going off on different conversations, but hey ho, it's a bit of conversation, isn't it? Gets us through the build. Right, so instruction 2 is carefully insert the wide end of the torsion bar 9G. So they're on about this part here, guys, this large end. What we've got to do is push it into this hole here, like so. And then what we're going to do is get a DM screw, which I think I've got one of those up here, yeah. And we're going to screw that into the chassis. And they're calling chassis 5A in the instructions, but I'll just call it the chassis, you know what I mean, guys. So I'm going to line this screw up. I might have to turn the chassis around just so I can get the screw in. What I might do is if I tilt it up like that on its side, on its front, you can see the thread there sticking through, guys, and the screw wants to play up. Hang on, I think I need a new screwdriver, to be fair. This has had it. Got to go and get one. Yeah, make sure that part 9G is sticking out enough. It won't come right out, but it'll go flush with the end, and then you should be able to get this screw in without a problem. Remember, guys, the tip as well, if you find it hard to screw the screws into metal, apply a little bit of oil on the end of the screw and you shouldn't have any issues there. The teeth are going off that screwdriver, to be fair, so I think it's had it. Do you know what? I did have a screwdriver free with this build, but I can't remember where it's gone now. Whether that got destroyed or not. Without fail, get the Ferrari screwdriver. Always works. And while I'm on about that, guys, check out the playlist for the Ferrari if you want to take a look at that. But yeah, that's that done. Do you know what? I can't think if that's meant to be bent. I'm not sure if it is. It's not going to be a problem, I don't think. It'll just bend back. But as you can see, those two DM screws are flush at the end of there. Probably could do tighten that a little bit more if it will go. 2 seconds. Yeah, that's enough. Right, so that is up to instruction 2. So if I just place that there a second, we'll have a read of instruction 3. So what we've got to do in this one, guys. Right, turn the front section of the chassis 5/8 upside down, which we've done. So yeah, it was a bit of head ourselves there, that's cool. Push the other end of the torsion bar 9G through the hole in the torsion bar bushing. Right, okay, so we want this part here, and it needs to be facing this way round. So we're going to put it on the chassis like that. So that's going to place in there, and what it's asking to do is put 9G part, which is the torsion bar, in the hole before we connect 9A to the chassis. And to connect that, we need an IM screw, which I think I've got one of those handy somewhere. I'll just get an IM screw. Alright, so we've got that IM screw. I'm going to screw that into 9A, into the chassis. And as you can see, the torsion bar is in position there, so that's not going anywhere. This just needs tightening up a little bit. Right, luckily these are going in for me because I've got to get some oil. I've got no oil to lubricate these screws if need be. But fingers crossed, dare I say it, I don't seem to be having any issues at the minute. Shouldn't have said that, should I? Could all change. I'm just doing it nice and slow so I don't run round the head of that screw. I've got to get a bigger desk, guys. I've really got to get a bigger desk because these models are growing now. That's nice and tight. I've got the Titanic just above here. If you've not watched that video, guys, check that out in the playlist. Build the Titanic from ash at Partworks. But everything's getting in the way now, guys. I'm outgrowing this little makeshift studio I've got. So I've got to sort this out. Right, so that's instruction 3 done. So we'll move out to the left a second. And now we'll read instruction 4 and what that wants us to do. Right, so position the kingpin 9E, which is this part here. That's metal. Mounting between the jaws of the front right suspension arm 9B. So we've basically got to get that like that in that position. That's 9B. And then what we're doing is the kingpin 9E. That is going into there like so. You can see that there. And that's having an FM screw. And then it's asking to put this in also 9D. Yeah, 9D. I'm just checking, guys, I don't want to give you the wrong information. And that's going into that section there. So basically putting 9D and 9E into 9B. This is 9B. This is 9E. And this is 9D. And those have got to be connected in by 2 FM screws, which I think I've got just up here. So I've already started putting this screw in, guys. The FM screws. It's nice and tight. Actually, that's gone right through, which it has. As you can see, that's nice and secure into part 9B. Make sure that's enough. Yeah, that's not going anymore. That's nice and secure. So now we've got to get the kingpin 9E, put that into there, we've got that hole, and then we've got to put in another FM screw to connect that. Right. Can be a bit tricky, this, guys. You've just got to make sure you've got the hole and it's going into the right part, or else you're just going to be screwing into metal basically. Then you're going to wet the thread of the screw. So I think that's going through now. And you'll know, guys, because it'll get loose and it'll be able to go through a lot easier. You'll have no tension against you, if that makes sense, restriction of getting it in. So yeah, that's all in. That one's done. I want to double check that. Yeah, you want them nice and tight, guys. And that's how that looks at the minute. Like that. Right, and now in instruction 5, insert the pin on the travel limiter. Insert the pin on the travel limiter 9C into the hole on the upper part of the suspension arm 9B. Right, so basically this is a little plastic pot here. You can see you've got like a raised little pin there. That has just got to go in to that hole there. Sorry if you can hear the washing machine in the background, guys. We have got a lot of washing to do. 4 kids, my uniform for work, and obviously the missus' uniform. It's never stopping this house. There's always something to do. I did just say I'm going to do some filming to the wife. Can you not put any washing on? Guess what she said? You don't need to guess, guys. I'm sure you can guess. Right. You don't know about my life, do you? Right, 9F, which is this part here. This has now got to go. Hang on, let me just get this right. So we've put this like this. Yeah, that kingpin there has got to go into 9F like that. So it looks like that. And then what we've got to do is get an EM screw and then connect that together. Yeah, so we screw that FM screw into there, guys. So it's attaching the kingpin 9E into 9F. Try not to round that screw and wreck the thread. I think that's gone in okay. Yeah, it's nice and tight. So there we have that part now, all done. All moving, all secure. It's nice, that is actually, that's pretty cool. Okay, so that was instruction 4 and 5 done. Now we're on 6. Get the pieces you assembled in stage 8, which you can see on the screen now. Insert the spring 9J into the shock absorber cylinder 8C. So that's this part here, guys. If we put that in there, like so if we rest that in there for now, and then followed by the shock absorber piston 9D, which is this part we've assembled today, and then align the 2 small holes in the knuckle arm 9F, which is this part we've just put together. I'll pull that round that way, you can see what I mean. So yeah, get 9F with the corresponding holes on the spindle plate 8J. Okay, so these 2 holes here are going to be going onto the spindle plate here. So that'll attach there like so. Other way around, sorry, that's it, that's it. See, it's easily done, guys. You can easily sort itself out yourself because you know it's only going to go one way. So basically this is going on like that. So that's in the suspension there. And that's on that plate there. So yeah, what we're doing is we're putting 9F onto 8J, that plate there, and 9D, which is the the absorber piston, the shock absorber piston, is going into, I'm getting this right for you guys, 9D in there. I'm just not going to get it wrong for you, because if you're following me along on this build, you don't want me to be saying the wrong things for you. And then what we're going to do is attach this with 2 CM screws. So yeah, we gently just screw those CM screws into there, guys, till they're nice and tight. That's that one in. The same again with that hole there. So you've got that one and that one. Just be careful, guys, when you're putting pressure on, not to damage the disc though on the other side, because that is only plastic and you do not want to damage that. So we'll put that into there, get a thread bite and then screw that nice and tight. Careful not to round the top of your screw head, as I might have done then. I think I'm okay. Yeah, I've got to get me a new screwdriver, guys, I really have. Might get one this weekend coming. Yeah, that's that done. That's how that looks. Guys, I'm loving this build. If you are too, please subscribe and like. Give us a big like, that really helps, guys. But I'm really loving this build, I really am. I've waited to do this build for months, years. Right, so that was instruction 6 done. Now we're going to instruction 7, mount. Mount the assembled right suspension into the right side of the front section of the chassis 5, as you can see in the diagram in the bottom right here. Inserting the locating pins, spring mount 8H into the holes in the middle of the strut. Attach the assembly to the chassis with 2 FM screws, inserting them from underneath. Align the front right suspension arm 9B with the torsion bar bushing 9A and fix them into place with the EM screws. So what we want to do is get 8H, which is this part here. Just be careful, guys, because this will keep dropping out until we've secured it into place. Just careful not to drop it on the floor and lose your parts. It'll be fine in a minute once we've secured it into place. So I've turned the chassis over, guys, because it's easy to get to the screws. And then we want to place these screws in the holes there, which are FM screws. And then we want to get a bite onto 8H to screw those in nice and tight. That's that one in. Same again with this one here at the top. So yeah, we're attaching 8H to the chassis basically here, guys. And look, that's the suspension and the brake disc, etc. Just keep screwing that in until you get a nice bite and get it nice and tight. That's that one done. This one's taking a bit longer, but it will get there in the end. Yeah, so you make sure those are nice and tight, guys, because you do not want these coming loose when you've built it, because your wheels are going to be dropping down out the arches. You do not want that, guys. But yeah, don't know where that come from, but those are done, guys. Now we'll put this suspension spring back in there and put the, there you go, like that. And now this has got to attach like so. Yeah, that's right, 9D we've put back in there, as you can see. And now this part, 9B, is being attached. Let's just have a quick look over the instruction before we do it. 9B, the suspension arm has to go on the torsion bar like so. So you've got a mirror image of that other side there, guys. And then what it's asking to connect that with is, let me double check, EM screw. Yeah, an EM screw, which I've got here. So we'll get the EM screw, guys. And this build this week is nearly done now. Issue 9 of Dom's charger. We're getting there now, guys. We're getting on with it now. We waited a lot of months to get this build being done. And I've said it twice, I think, in this video. I've got to get me a decent electric screwdriver. So that's half your battle then, guys, if you can keep the screws on the end of your screwdriver until you get a bite. And then you're laughing. But this is doing the job for now. So yeah, make sure you get a nice little bite. Get that nice and tight. Like so. Just double check with the Ferrari screwdriver, because this is a bit of a better. There you go. And that's that done. And that's how that looks so far. Looking pretty cool. Deserves a like, that does, guys. It really does. And a subscribe if you're not already. And remember, guys, take a look through the playlist. There might be something else you want to watch what you ain't found on my channel yet. And take a look at the Elvis shorts, guys. I'm really into doing the Elvis shorts at the minute. I'm really into doing that. Yeah, really into doing these Elvis shorts at the minute. It's a new big project on the channel at the minute, guys. Right, now to instruction 8. Turn the front chassis section over, which we've done, upside down. Position the chassis K-member, which is this part here at the top, which I'll get in a sec. 7A. And the roll bar 7D, you assembled in stage 7. Onto the front cross member 6A. Align the holes and join the piece together with CM screws, 3 CM screws, and 2 KM screws, using the holes in the illustration. Now, guys, there's a little tip here in the mag, which I think I've said before, do a dry fit, I'll call it. Always place your parts before rushing into it and see if everything fits into place, basically. And as you can see by looking at this here, we've got screw holes there, and these parts are going to be screwed into there, and everything fits flush and nice and neat. So you know you've got the parts in the right place. Now I've got 2 KM screws here, which are for the top pieces. So if we get these, if they stay on the screwdriver, yeah, I think they've done it. And we'll connect these in to the chassis. Make sure those go in nice and tight. Same with the other side. Get the Ferrari screwdriver to make sure those are nice and tight in there, guys. Yeah, that's that done. That's that done. Now then, guys, what we want to do now is get 4 cm screws. And we put one in the top of here. See, so that nice bites nice and tight. So there's a cm screw there, and we want 2 more cm screws, one that side and one that side. And at the front, you're using km screws. So put those into the chassis there, and just get 1 more cm screw. So I've got some out of the packet there, but I'm not sure if those are any good. So we'll get a fresh one out of the packet. So yeah, all this is attached now to the chassis. These are going nice and easy, nice and tight. Yeah, so CM screw in there, guys, CM screw in there, CM screw in the middle, and the top 2 are KM screws. So we'll make sure that's nice and tight. All those nice and tight now, guys, because you don't want these dropping on the floor when your model's built. So yeah, that's all done. Right, so we've moved that to one side a second. Now on instruction 9, turn the chassis back over. So we'll do that. Place that there a second. Align the end of the anti-roll bar link 7E, which is this part here, guys. This is the anti-roll bar. Just careful not to damage anything as you place it down, guys. And basically now what we're going to do is attach it to the holes on 9B, the suspension arm, and connect together with DP screws. Okay, so we've got the DP screws here, guys. So you've got to do that on this side and do it the same on the other side as well. So basically that's instruction 10 as well. So what we're doing for 9 and 10 is basically attaching the anti-roll bar to the suspension arms on both sides, which is easier said than done. It's a bit tight in here, but it should be okay. Just get it in whatever position is good for you, guys, and just take it easy, because this anti-roll bar, the parts you're screwing into through the suspension arm, they're only plastic at the end of the anti-roll bar. You want them tight, so just take it easy, screw them in tight. As you can see, that one's done. But just take it easy, guys. Don't put too much pressure on it, because you may damage something. And if you watch me on the D-build, the end of this anti-roll bar, the one I've just shown you, I did damage it. So I had to glue it back together. But that was down to me basically D-building, if that makes sense. As long as you're careful with these, guys, you shouldn't damage them. Just don't put too much pressure on them. Just take your time. Find the bite, find the thread, and then you're away. And this should screw in pretty quickly and easy, because you're screwing into plastic. As long as you get it in the right position. That's that done. So yeah, guys, there's the finished result of the issue, instruction 10 and issue 9. It's looking pretty cool, guys. So yeah, that is it for this week, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. It was a bit longer than I thought, but hey, it's one of those, guys, and it's a pretty cool build, obviously. I'm enjoying it. I hope you're enjoying it, guys. You know what to do if you are and you want more. Please subscribe, give it a big thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya. That is it for this week's issue of Dom's Charger from Fast and Furious Fanhome 1.8 scale build, guys, issue 9. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you're not already, please remember to smash that subscribe button and give us a big like. Would really appreciate that, guys, and come back next week to watch issue 10 of this wicked build. This week, basically all we've done is the front suspension and the brake, basically connected that to the rest of the chassis. We're going to be doing this 4 times, obviously, because there's 4 wheels, but it's all part of the fun. Later down the line, I would have thought then it'll get interesting when we've got the body, etc., and the interior. I can't wait for that. If you want to come along with me, guys, don't forget to press that subscribe button and also press the bell notification, as you'll get all notifications whenever I put a video up for this or any other content on the channel, and you won't miss a thing. Guys, really appreciate it. I know I've kept on at the beginning of this video, and I've put a little video out this week as well, also thanking all the subscribers I've got in the short amount of time. Keep it coming, guys. Keep coming along with me on this journey. Would really appreciate that. And guys, if you're an Elvis fan, check out the shorts I'm putting out weekly, every week without fail. Sunday minimal, maybe Saturday. I'll try and put 2 shorts out a week, a Saturday and a Sunday. It's the least I can do for all the subscribers, and here I'm holding my hands together because, guys, I'm so overwhelmed and I'm really happy with getting all these subs in a short amount of time. I'm just so stressed that I'm going to lose you. Please don't leave the channel. I'm not begging, but please, I'm so happy with that you're watching and you've chose to come to my channel to watch what content I'm putting out, basically. But anyway, back to today. That was Dom's Charger, issue 9. That's it for this week. Come back next week for issue 10. Subscribe, like, comment, share, and I'll see you soon. Peace.